I'm here at CONtraflow in beautiful New Orleans. Well, actually, it's Kenner, Louisiana. Joined here with Mr. Brian D. Anderson. He's an author. There's a lot of really cool stuff in fantasy and also. Mr. Brian D., how you doing today?
Man, I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Doing awesome, doing awesome. We're at CONtraflow. It's a backbone of literary and science fiction. You also in fantasy as well, and gaming and all kind of stuff. You do fantasy. Can you talk about a little bit what you do and how you got into that universe and all that jazz?
Well, I started about 9 years ago during the first kind of rise of popular indie fantasy authors. And, you know, I've put out about 17 books over the years, and I've had a great indie career, but I was feeling it was kind of time to transition over into traditional. So recently I signed a 3-book deal with Tor, and the first book, The Bards Blade, is coming out in January 28th. So, yeah, I got some really...
It's a trilogy too, right?
Yep, the second book, A Chorus of Fire, is coming out in August. I forget what day, but in August. It's already written. The copy editors are about to come back. And the third book, A Sword's Energy, is coming out probably 9 months after that, but I haven't really started working on that one yet.
Very, very cool. And you got in with Tor, which is like the biggest publisher of science fiction and fantasy pretty much on the planet. How did that gateway into, how did you get into that? How did they approach you, or you see something? How did that go?
It was kind of a funny thing. My agent, Lori McLean over at Fuse Literary, had a relationship with Davey Pillai, who was a senior editor over at Tor. She had come over from Orbit and really, I mean, just is an incredibly talented woman. They had a relationship, so she sent him over The Veil, one of my other series, and unfortunately we had already sold the audio rights, so Tor said they would have offered on it, but couldn't because I already sold the audio rights. But they wanted a first look of whatever I had next, and I had like 3 or 4 chapters of this.
Got awesomeness.
This is a arc. It's not. It's not for. Can't sell these. But I had the first few chapters written, and I called my agent and said, you know, we still have that. Why don't you send them over that? And I wrote up a synopsis, and you know, and a pitch letter and they sent it over. The world is very, very complex, and she's like, yeah, we can't make an offer based on a sample. We need a full manuscript. So I banged out a full manuscript in record time. I think I did it in 8 weeks.
That's what you had said last time we talked. It was like real quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, a full edited manuscript in that short of time, but I already had the synopsis. I already knew what the story was going to be. So I banged it out. We sent it over. Unfortunately, David had been promoted and passed it over to Lindsay Hall, she had worked with Nicholas Eames and Kings of the Wild when she was over at Orbit. She came over with Debbie. And she's calculating the stars. She's most recently worked with, but she had no particular reason to be excited about my work. So
not yet.
Yeah. Well, she read it, and usually this process takes a long time. They wanted an exclusive look. They wanted first look. BEA, the Books Expo of America, was happening in about a month. So we told them, we'll give you an exclusive for a month. Then my agent's going to shop it. Well, what I expected to happen was they'd call back, yeah, that's not enough time, because the wheels really move slowly. That's not what happened. What did happen was we sent it to them on a Friday. On Monday, they said they were interested. On Wednesday, we had a deal memo.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Wow.
Hell yeah. And it was amazing. And you know, I've been indie and published for so long. I didn't
for several years back.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't know what to expect. And you hear these horror stories, especially coming out of indie, you hear these horror stories. But man, my experience with Tor has been phenomenal. Lindsay Hall has made, as my editor, has turned what was already a good story into what I consider my best thing I've ever written. And working with these people, they're marketing people, my publicist, they're just amazing people. So the whole experience has been unbelievable.
It's been magically awesome, man. Yeah. For people that want to find out about your works, where do they go? You have a digital, like Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that?
You can find me on Facebook. Just look up Brian D. Anderson. Brian D. Anderson 7 is my Twitter handle. Let's see, author Brian D. Anderson on Blogspot. I'm still working up my my website. I had to kind of redo it, so I don't have that yet. But yeah, and if you just look me up, I'm all over the web. You can find my Amazon page and all that kind of stuff. So
Awesome, Mr. Brian. It's always a pleasure, sir. This is Owen at CONtraflow in beautiful Kenner, Louisiana, signing off. If you enjoy this video and would like to contribute, go to patreon.com/SciFiction, where we will be giving away a Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter Lego set when we reach 50 patrons. So make sure you're subscribed so you can join in the discussion as we continue to cover all things sci-fi and beyond. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.